What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here at Gideonstactical. I'm Aaron, and I'm inviting you along today not only on a recent overnight that we did with my family, the first since having kids. My wife and I used to do that, and I've done tons of backpacking and day hiking, but it was our first kind of pull up to a campsite, bust out the tent, hang out for a few days. And I wanted to give you an update and just share with you some of my favorite edge tools when you're car camping or camping at a location. You're not really concerned about their size or weight because you're not having to carry them. These are not necessarily great man-portable items. Not all of them are. But for carrying in a vehicle, a camper, a pickup truck, a Jeep, you know, whatever. These things are awesome and really help to take care of almost every scenario that you might encounter when you are car camping. So I just want to give you the list. I have one bonus item as well here that I want to share with you, and these are not going to break the bank, but they are very reliable. I've used them for years at this point and have really enjoyed their performance to value, and hopefully just giving you some ideas and tips on possibly some equipment items that'll make your next camp out more enjoyable. Well, folks, here it is. For ballpark about $100 to $110, you can get everything that you see here. And I believe with the setup that you're seeing right here, you would be set for 99.9% of every activity you're gonna do at a campsite, regardless if you're pop-up camping, trailer camping, tent camping, hammocks, whatever. I have had such an amazing experience over a long haul with these tools, these edged tools. You don't have to go out and spend $200 on a hatchet, $100 on a saw, and $300 on a fixed blade to have the tools that you need to do food prep, to do woodscraft, and to fall trees, split wood, to get a fire going, to carve and whittle and have fun around the campsite, and then get that meal cooking. And so I'm just gonna run these down for you super quick. The first one is the Baco, made in Portugal, Force Ergo saw. This is an awesome saw I've used for quite a long period of time. The blades are easy to find, replaceable, about $5 to $10, just kind of depends on where you find them. Hardware stores and stuff will be a little bit cheaper. Amazon, I think they're going for about 10 bucks. 21-inch blade there, very ergonomic handle, and it's a large blade, so it can process a ton of wood, and it's not going to fatigue your hand. The angle is at an angle that I enjoy using. There's enough space up here. If you're getting a little fatigued just because of the amount of wood you're processing, you can grab and do a dual-handed cut if you need to, and I just really enjoy the performance that guy gives you. It's usually about $25 or less. Next up is the 16-inch S-Wing hatchet. This thing is a full tang, USA made. I believe it's 1050 high carbon steel, really ergonomic handle, feels great in the hand. It has a very large head, nice and thick back there for pummeling in tent pegs and those type of things. Will split really well just because of the weight to balance ratio that it has. About $50 is the average going rate. A lot of sporting goods or home improvement stores will have them, Home Depot, those type of things, anywhere between $40 and $50. It's basically bomb proof. You know, a lot of those with forged head with a wooden handle. You got to be a little careful. You got to know what you're doing. You can give this to, your kids and teach them, and you're not as worried about it, losing the head or being replaced or breaking the handle and those type of things. So a great chopper as well as splitter, and you're not going to break the bank. Now, next up, if you are familiar with the outdoors in any way, shape, or form, you know this next knife. But I know for some of you, you're just getting into camping. You don't really know. You're getting in the outdoors. Mora knives from Scandinavia, made in Sweden. All of their knives are some of the highest value, highest performing items mankind has ever created. And so these things will go, and they have so many different designs, from like $8.99 to like 20 bucks for most of their designs. They have a few high-end models that you can go with, but for the value to performance, these are mind-boggling. They have stainless as well as high carbon steel versions out there. They usually are about 4 inches in length, come with a Scandi grind, which is just phenomenal for any kind of woodscraft whatsoever. Any type of carving, whittling, anything that you're going to do around a campsite for wood and woodwork, cordage cutting. those type of things. This is just phenomenal. Ultra lightweight, so great for hikers and backpackers as well. And a very comfortable ergonomic handle. I wear large size gloves, so I mean, it just feels so good in the hand. This is the Mora Companion. Paid about $13 for it. This is a stainless steel version. High carbon steel versions, maybe like $1 more. So good. Zero issues, no problems with these knives. I've had dozens of them, gift them all the time. Comes with a good polymer sheath that will really hold that securely into place. That'll attach nicely to your belt or even your pocket. So it's great, again, just for the campsite. Just clip it on your belt and you're ready to rock and roll. The only drawback to a Mora Scandi ground knife is the Scandi grind for food prep. It's just not a blast to use. My wife was using our first day out when we were car camping recently, the basic 511. This is about an $8 version Mora. And it just, the grind is a little goofy. You just kind of got to get used to it if you're going to do food prep, cutting apples, sausage, bell peppers, you know, different types of food. It just isn't ideal. And that's why I have the Ontario Old Hickory series. Now, what's really cool is in years past, you'd have to get your own sheath. They now offer these with leather sheaths. They have several different sizes and versions that are now available. They'll go for about $20 with the leather sheath, about half of that without a sheath. If you don't feel like you need that, or you know, there's some other way that you're going to transport this. These are phenomenal food prep knives. Very good, full tang, USA made, high carbon steel. So you're going to get some staining, so that's, you know, to be expected. But because of how thin it is and just the design, these are great food prep knives. And because of the sheath, you can throw it on your belt, work around the campsite. You could do some, you know, fine carving, you know, help do shavings for a fire. You know, you can absolutely do cord cutting and all those type of basic tasks. But you could work around the kitchen for an hour and just love doing this, using it. Throw it on your belt when you're walking around. You got to go back into the camper. You got to run over here to chase the kids, and you're not constantly putting it down. Maybe concerned that one of the other children, because that's what we deal with, is going to pick up the knife and run around the campsite with it. So that's a really cool option for food prep. The only drawback that we've seen is with strength and durability. When I really beat on it, when I was doing my use testing, basically, the handle scales did loosen up ever so slightly, but that's why you have the hatchet there to do all of your splitting, batoning, those type of things. So as long as you don't really baton with this knife, I think you could do any type of woodscraft or camp chore as well. If maybe you wanted to skip on the Mora for some reason and try your hand at just getting the Ontario first, just literally for cost cutting measures, you could do that if you needed to. So I have one bonus tool that I just want to throw in that we take with us and use constantly, and it does fall under the Edge tool format, and that is the Cold Steel Trench Shovel and Trenching Tool. This is based off of a SPORTSMANS or Russian design, I believe. 1055, I believe, steel, wood handle. The handles are replaceable, very strong, durable, have had this for years. What's great about this tool is that you can dig latrines, put out fires, and do a lot of work with this tool. And it even has a sharpened edge that you can resharpen, and you can use even for like hacking. You know, if someone else is using the hatchet and you just need to go delimb some stuff, you can easily do that with this shovel. It's going to be about, I think, $25 without the sheath, and then if you want the sheath with a belt loop and belt attachment and kind of like a carabiner attachment, that's going to be, I think, about $5 to $8 more. So I know some of you are going to be like, well, wait a second, I thought, you know, I've been following the channel, you like the Condor a little bit more. I do for packing in. If I'm backpacking or day hiking and I need to dig to help maybe build a fire, it's wintertime, you know, something like that, because it's a little smaller, a little bit lighter. But for trailer, car camping, tent, you know, type of stuff at a campsite, I prefer the Cold Steel just because of its durability, slightly larger size, and they even make an extra large version now. So something to check out as well, and is a very vital tool in our setup. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks so much for joining me today. Again, I'll have all these items and the links for you below, and a lot of them you can pick up at local sporting goods or hardware stores as well. So if you're in a pinch, and you need, or the next time you just go to your local hardware store and you see maybe that S-Wings hatchet, or maybe they got a Mora, you know, or the bow saw or a similar bow saw is available, I think you'll be very pleased with many of the items that you have seen in this video, and they'll be very reliable for years and years of enjoyment when you're with your family or by yourself, in the backcountry and enjoying the outdoors, and you're not so worried about size and weight, and you can carry some heavier, bigger items because they'll perform even better than some of those more compact items that are out there just because they're bigger and they're heavier. They can do more work for you. So with that, guys, thanks so much. Check out the other video popping up. Subscribe if you're not a current subscriber. I invite you to become part of the GT family. I'm throwing out videos like this all the time. And always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.